Hi, I'm Joe Morgan, your flat fee financial planner from Best Financial Life here in Danville, California. And I'm here sharing some money moves that may be appropriate for you to explore. At Best Financial Life, that's what we're trying to do, build your best financial life. And that always starts with finding clarity in your current situation so that you can have control over your actions, building towards where you want to be in the future. The information I'm about to share is, of course, free. But before we get into today's topic, I must say that anything I share is not financial advice. Financial advice should be specific to you in your situation. And I don't know you, I don't know your situation, so I'm not really speaking to your exact situation. These are just general comments, general actions, money moves that may or may not be appropriate for you. Please take a listen and see what you think. If you would like to have a direct conversation with me, I'm offering a free half-hour conversation on any financial topic that you'd like to discuss. And by free, I mean two things. First, I'm not going to charge you for it. And second, and maybe more importantly, I promise there will not be a sales pitch involved. I simply know that with what's going on today, and the financial challenges that are around, I just want to be able to reach out and offer a free conversation and see if I can be helpful to my friends and neighbors. So please set that up. You can send me an email at joe at bestfinlife.com, and I'd be happy to get on the phone with you. So enough of all that. Let's get on to our main topic: protect what you have. Now, this is what I call one of the four main pillars to your financial life. So let me talk about the four pillars first, and we'll come back and focus on protecting what you have. So the first one that I normally talk about is protecting what you have. We're going to cover all that in a moment. The second one is know where it goes, right? Know where your money goes. Know where you're spending your money. We must know what the price tag is of our life here in the area so that we can plan to meet it over our lifetime. The third area is make it grow. So that's the investment side. Now realize something very important about the investments. Investments are just a part of your financial plan, of your financial life. They are important, but they may not even be the most important. Depends on your situation. So anyway, the third area is make it grow. The fourth area is dignity and independence. We want to live our entire lives with dignity and independence. We're not going to live off of our kids in our old age. We're going to plan to pay for all of our expenses ourselves. So those are the four areas. Protect what you have, know where it goes, uh, make it grow, and dignity and independence in your long life. So let's get back to protect what you have and focus on that. I've got some notes here, so that's probably why you see me looking away every once in a while. Um, so we have to understand that we want protections in place for our assets. Everybody kind of knows this. It's common sense, right? Your local bank doesn't leave the vault standing open, or if they do, not for long and unattended. We don't leave money laying around the house all over the place. Our checkbooks are probably put in a drawer somewhere. We protect what we have as a natural instinct. But what I'm talking about here are two areas that sometimes we're not so keen to work on. And I would say that I would blame mostly the financial industry for this. What I'm talking about here are insurance and estate planning, two very different things. But this is something we spend a lot of time on when we're working our financial plan. So let's talk about insurance. We want to protect what we have, right? So we need to make sure that we have appropriate insurance on our cars, on our house, that we have appropriate liability insurance. I'm talking about an umbrella policy, so we're protected against lawsuit or other liability. Um, if we don't, I keep saying appropriate insurance. If we don't want to protect some of those risks, that's okay. That's fine. We don't have to buy insurance for everything, but we do need to understand the risks we're taking on before we get there, right? So if we're okay having a little less insurance on our car, That's fine. Let's just make sure we're doing it intentionally. The other area of insurance, of course, is life insurance. Now, I don't sell in life insurance. I don't sell any insurance. I don't sell any products. All I do is tell my clients what I think. So please take this the right way. I'm coming at this from the sense of, life insurance can be very important. If you have young kids, they are dependent on your income over their life up to a certain point, right? So we want to make sure we get insurance for that. And notice how I talked about that. They're dependent on your income. That's what we buy life insurance for. If they're dependent on your assets, in other words, the assets are already there, we might not need to buy life insurance in addition to that. Maybe the assets are enough all by themselves, but we don't know that until we really do the analysis and the calculation. So we buy life insurance to protect those who are dependent on our income. Now let's go to estate planning. So estate planning does something entirely different. Estate planning allows you to make decisions when you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So let me just say that again. It allows you to make decisions when you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Well, what the heck am I talking about? Well, here we go. So after you die, your assets are all sitting there. Who gets them? Well, you can decide that today, right? Very simple. That's a will or maybe your trust, family trust, whatever the documents are, right? So that's pretty easy to understand. You're making a decision today, but it doesn't take place until you're at a point where you can't actually make the decision, okay? Now, there are other areas where we need to do that. Our healthcare, right? If we're in a coma, we may already know that we don't want to have our life prolonged. Well, we can put that in writing, in paper, right? Have a legal document that somebody can take to the hospital and say, look, this is what this person wanted. We can make that decision today. Whereas if we wait, we're unable to make that decision and we don't know what's going to happen. So estate planning is all about making decisions today for things that, situations where we may not be able to. Standard package of estate planning documents can get all this done. A lot of great estate planners here in the area. Prices can vary, and you don't necessarily want the cheapest, but I think a good estate planning attorney is going to charge you somewhere between $2,500 and $4,000, depending on your situation. But you write that check and you get it done, and it's all good. Now, what gets in the way of protecting what we have? Well, it's painful to do this, right? We're talking about insurance and estate planning. We're talking about when things go wrong, right? Nobody wants to think about that. But the reality is, all those people who've had bad things happen to them, if they had thought about them beforehand and did some planning, maybe they wouldn't be quite as bad. So we want to do, these are low-hanging fruits, easy things we can do to help protect what we have. Now, here's the good news about all of this. You only have to do this a couple times in your life, right? This is not something that you're doing constantly over and over again, right? The estate plan, if you have young kids, say 5, 7, 8 years old, you have one estate plan. When they get to be teenagers, maybe you make a change. When they get to be adults, maybe you make a change. So you're not changing that all throughout. Similar with insurance. Your insurance, you almost never change, only as your situation changes, right? So we don't have to do this very often, but it's very, very important that we do it. So please, please, please think about this, protecting what you have. Now, that's all I have for today's topic. If you have specific questions you'd like me to address or topics, please send me a note. My email is joe@bestfinlife.com. And you can join our Facebook group as well. It's at facebook.com/bestfinanciallife. And I'll respond directly either way. That's all I have. Have a great day.